Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's marriage is on its way to a nasty end, as per reports. Their marriage appears to be heading straight to divorce, as the couple now hardly talk to each other amongst all the chaos brought in by Will's controversial behavior at the Oscars 2022. The whole world saw what happened during the Oscars this year. Since then, Will Smith, his wife Jada, and comedian Chris Rock have been a very hot topic and are grabbing attention with every move they make being under public scrutiny. As everyone knows, Chris made a joke about Jada's baldness, which her husband Will didn't take well for obvious reasons, after which he went up on the stage and smashed his face. As a result of this, Will was slammed with a 10-year-long ban from the Academy, which got netizens divided into two camps. But new reports have another thing to say altogether. Recently, we told you that reports of Will and Jada, their marriage hitting rock bottom, have been circulating on the internet. If the rumors are to be believed, things between the two haven't been all right. And of course, there's also the rumored divorce. New reports from different sources have finally uncovered the reason behind all this. Are the two really calling it quits? What was everyone else's reaction to the slap? What does Chris Rock have to say about it? Here's everything we know about the scandal. According to Heat magazine, after the Oscar scandal, frustration between them has been pretty obvious. There have been long-standing problems that lasted years, but they barely speak to each other anymore, an insider reported. If they were to officially call it quits, Will currently possesses a fortune of $350 million that Jada would be entitled to half of, as per California law. This has the potential to be one of the ugliest divorces in showbiz history and stretch out for much longer than Angelina and Brad's did, the publication added. Will obviously would want to avoid that, but there's only so much he can tolerate, the insider said. Will had given a public apology to Chris, which said, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally," he explained. Later, Will apologized to Chris not only while they were at the event, but on social media too. You really don't want to miss this one. As stated in a report in Bollywood Life, comedian Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett Smith are in a supposed love affair. Yeah, you heard that correctly. It's being reported that Will Smith was previously informed of Chris and Jada's affair, which also increased his frustration and then led to that slap on the stage and now to divorce. All we know, as far as the two in question are concerned, is that Chris and Jada have worked together on the Madagascar films and have a good friendship. That's it. In a 2018 video for their Facebook Red Table Talk series, Jada opened up and confessed that she never wanted to be married at all and said that she was crying as she went down the aisle during her wedding, when she made it official with Will Smith on New Year's Eve in 1997. She says she did it because she was put under a lot of pressure. She was really young at the time and had no idea what else to do. Jada also told of how her mom, Adrienne Banfield Norris, persuaded her to tie the knot with Will when she was pregnant with their first son, Jaden. "We only got married because Gammy was crying," Smith said to Willow. She then added that her mother unconsciously coerced her into the wedding and made her feel like she didn't have a choice. She started talking about the wedding right away. Her mom had something else to say about that day. She said that she did recall strongly wanting the couple to get married, but doesn't remember Jada having any objections to the marriage. But Jada insists that the wedding made her really upset. Fans have become worried for Will Smith after a certain IG Live video came out. In the 2019 clip, Jada tells us that therapist Esther Pearl will be showing up on their Facebook Red Table Talk. She then asks Will if she has been important in them redefining their relationship. He immediately responds with, "Don't film me without my permission." Jada then calls Esther and asks her to come and help, calling Will's behavior foolish. She then proceeds to turn the camera and the attention back onto herself. Don't just, Will responds. "My social media presence is my bread and butter, so you can't just use me for my social media. Don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house, don't start rolling." He was clearly distressed and not okay with this being broadcast. Jada wraps up the video by saying, "Please watch Esther at the Red Table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?" Many users were seriously put off when they saw this. Users left their comments expressing their own thoughts on it. One person wrote that they couldn't even think of the constant, unrelenting, ceaseless torture of having to live with Jada and how she'd always put someone on edge, never being sure when she's about to do something new to hurt you. An overwhelming majority of fans were of the opinion that this was abuse and Will Smith was seriously suffering at the hands of his wife. One even wrote, "This video reeks of abuse." The rehab center where he'll be spending some time has been described as a high-level retreat. This is without a doubt the biggest battle of his whole career. The actor is going to be doing his fair share of soul-searching and healing, as well as finding ways to move past this as a better person, reported The Sun. Will Smith is hopeful, according to the newspaper source, that he'll be able to come out of the retreat in time to rescue his career and reputation. We can't forget that, even after the official apology, it was already too late as the actor was already dismissed from the Academy of Motion Picture Oscars. "I resign my membership in the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and will accept any other consequences that management deems appropriate," Will Smith stated. The awards organization began a disciplinary file against Will for inappropriate physical contact, violent conduct, and staining the integrity of the Academy. Take back the Oscar? We have to ask the question now, has Will Smith been canceled? Will Smith may have won the Best Actor prize at the Oscar for his performance in King Richard, but there was a meeting held recently by the Academy to sit and decide whether the award should be taken away from him or not. They did ban him for 10 years. He can't attend any award ceremonies for some time now. In fact, the last time they chose to take back an award was more than 50 years ago, as the documentary Young Americans was given an award in 1969, but had actually been released in 1967, which made it ineligible for nomination. It is also worth remembering that Will Smith has already resigned from the Academy. One of the worst consequences for Will Smith from the incident is that Netflix and Sony have halted the production of 2 films that the former legend star was shooting. Both Fast and Loose and Bad Boys 4 have already halted production. Will's brand is now damaged goods all over the world, is what public relations expert Mike Paul said to the New York Times when asked about Will Smith. Could be a while before we see him acting in a new film. What about the kids? Jaden Smith maintained a very dignified approach as Hollywood media went into a frenzy reporting that the couple will divorce at any moment now. Now reports have surfaced on how Jaden Smith, the son of the couple, was handling it. The U.S. Magazine said that Jaden Smith is well aware that his family is not a traditional one and has accepted it. The source told U.S. Weekly that Jaden knows that his family is quite different from most and how open his mother is about what goes on in their personal life, which has often made things difficult for him. But it seems like he's really trying to be there for his parents, as Will Smith has always been there like a rock for his sister Willow and him. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are reportedly both taking the stance that Will seriously overreacted when he went on stage and slapped Chris Rock. "This is a season for healing and I'm here for it," Jada recently captioned one of her posts on Instagram. "We can't say that Jada is a meek woman who needs someone else to stand up for her and protect her. She's not one to sit around and take it. She's a fierce woman and can't fight her own battles, but she's going to support her husband throughout this ordeal." It's reported that Smith is going to be getting some professional help to help him deal with the stress in a healthy way. He's also going to be spending some time in a rehab clinic. As per a report by the Daily Mail, the Academy's 9,000 members are divided right down the middle when it comes to settling Smith's fate. One big debate that has been made in favor of Smith getting to walk away from this with his Oscar is that, in the past, proven sexual predators who won Oscars such as Harvey Weinstein and Roman Polanski didn't face any repercussions from the Academy. Chris's side. Chris, on the other hand, has refused to pass any comments on the slap. Sources tell us Chris Rock refuses to lower his standards and acknowledge the Will Smith Oscar slap in any way whatsoever. This has also been told to us by an insider close to Rock, and according to them, there's no chance he'll forgive Will for this, let alone rekindle his friendship with the actor. The source also said to Hollywood Life that Chris Rock really hopes that this slap doesn't become a defining point for the rest of his career. It's terrible that it's going to be associated with him forever now. Despite the fact that The Rock's ticket sales went up exponentially after the slap, and everyone expected him to have something to say, many expected him to eventually address the slap, but he's not quite ready yet. He's still waiting for things to settle down. Not to mention he has a tour coming up, which is definitely keeping him busy. It is still raw, emotional, and confusing to deal with and wrap his head around, the source further described. Who knows? What do you think the future has in store for the Smith family?